follow. You only play Nomad team games? Oh geez, well I don't know if I can help you with Nomad. I can't even help myself with Nomad. So you're blue, right? Startling Revelation. Nice. It's Snoopy. Oh man. How could you kill Snoopy, man? If you do, or if you lose. Okay. Alright, so Hun's War. Again, there's usually not too much to say at the beginning of most games. I just look over how efficiently you work your Dark Age and scouting and the basics. Oh man, what's it? You guys are sending me these horrible maps. I feel bad for you guys. It's not. I mean, it's pretty open, but you do a backwood, you do a back gold, and with a map like this, there's a good chance he may also have a bad map whenever you see a desert map like this. I think you're still missing 2 sheep, right? Yeah. Oh, everything's looking pretty good so far. Nice. I like it. 3 on wood. Good start. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, I remember you and the berries. Let's see it. Hey, nice work, man. Perfect. Oh, good. Oh, you're about to send the 5th fill. Yes, I love it. You didn't do it. Guys, you always want... There's a reason I mean, this is my theory. I'm pretty sure it's right. Why people always put 4 on berries is because when you get the 3 on one side, the middle veil ends up has a tendency to get stuck, and then you lose efficiency. So that's why I think it's always been 2 on each side. It's the most efficient in the long run. Yeah, good timings on the boilers, yeah. Oh, no loom. Nice snag. Oh, ooh, worth it. Definitely worth it. Nice work. 22. Okay, yeah, 22 in loom. Cool. Hey man, you know, I'm liking this Dark Age. I remember watching some of your other recordings before, and they were kind of hit and miss sometimes with the Dark Age, but this is really nice. Usually a 22 pop up, if you're gonna do 22 pop up with the Huns, and if you're planning on doing scouts, a really standard build is having 11 on wood. Okay, that's been kind of like a magic number, always being heard thrown around and everything. And it's also really nice to have 2 on farms. This should probably still work. I mean, I can't even give you the exact reasons as to why. If you do, this is when you do 20. In fact, I recommend anyone at a 1600 level or 1500 level to always just do a 21 pop up. Don't do a 21 up. Don't even worry about pushing deer. Just don't worry about like what other people are doing. Just do a 21 pop up, do 2 farms, do 11 on wood. Do that every single game with Huns. I can guarantee you, I mean, you can get like 2K with just that standard build. And it's the safest build. I mean, let's take a look. What do you got here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10's fine. It's not a big deal. You can probably get another one on there. Another guy on wood. Nice. You got a guy on the farm. Perfect. I like it. But if you do get it earlier, you kind of want to get these farms earlier, because what you'll see is, because you have more vills spread out, you'll see that this sheep will last longer into feudal age. I meant 22 pop up. Yeah. Everyone should be doing 22 pop up, not 21. I recommend everyone to be doing, like any player trying to get better, don't force like a feudal age. Just do a 22, like exactly what you did here. Except where I would recommend getting these 2 farms a little bit earlier, because that allows these vills to gather the sheep for longer. It's more spread out, and that way you can get horse collar, and you won't have as many vills chopping wood waiting for a horse collar to finish. Oh, right here, So you got that Vil. Another crucial thing, again, like I mentioned one of the other ones, is make sure scout around. I'd recommend. Well, maybe you know what? Maybe you're worried about having your scout taken out by his, but I think I'd still, if you see a scout around here, I'd recommend scouting here because you want to see what he's doing at like 9, right around this time. You want to see what he's doing. So having it here is not too effective, but maybe you're worried it could get killed. I'm not sure, but you saw his scout here, so don't be too worried anymore. Get it over here. You want to see what he's doing. So with the 22 pop up, there should be it should be fairly easy to continue building scouts nonstop and Vils nonstop. So if you ever find that, you know, building scouts nonstop is kind of tough, then you gotta kind of switch something with your build. Maybe getting the Vils on farms a little bit earlier in Feudal Age. So right now, I mean, you did a pretty darn good Dark Age. But with 22 pop-up, right now, you should be able to keep this stable, consistent with building villagers. This is what it looks like for me when I've done a 21 pop-up, and it wasn't really a great 21 pop-up either. I never have the food to be able to build more scouts, and that's not a good sign. So again, just you might need to, I mean, I don't want to go too hard on your Dark Age. It was pretty good. Just this right here, you want to be able to have non-stop scouts coming out. Okay, so you see a range. So this is why it was probably good to have a scout a little bit earlier, because if you didn't see, maybe having a scout in here earlier, you might have been able to see his gold. Because right now, you really want to know if he has Vils on gold, right? Because if he has a range, you want to know if he's going skirms or archers. If he's going pure archers, then that happens. But if he's going pure archers, then you know. I mean, you can maybe just defend with a couple skirms. But if he's going full skirms, then that's a whole different situation. You could also maybe scan it too, see if he's getting gold. Oh, thank you for the loot. I appreciate it. It's just not popping up right now because of this overlay I used for HD. Okay, 2 ranges. So use these a little more. You want to see what's coming. You oh no. Oh, okay, whatever. Anyways, it's fine. Those scouts might have been useful. If he's building skirms, those scouts would have been very, very useful if he's building skirms, okay? Because then you use your skirms to pick up the pikes, and then you use your scouts to pick off the skirms. So those might have actually been very useful later. Let's see what happens. So I think so far, oh, okay, let's see here. So he was going archers. Interesting. I thought he was just going to go skirms because I didn't know because of the scouting, right? But yeah, I think so far this game, I mean, besides losing your scouts like that, has just been a bit of another scouting issue. You don't know what he's doing. It seems like you're constantly playing a guessing game here. Like you're waiting here. You didn't know if he was building archers or skirms. You didn't know if he's 2 ranges. You didn't know if he was getting gold. So I think focusing more on what is he doing, I think would help a lot for you this game. And by constantly using your scouts, having them kind of around here, you'll actually be able to tell maybe where he's going to send his army as well. Either way, you're in a tough position because it looks like he does have a full wall in, and you're not walled, so he's going to be able to make the first moves. How many farms to sustain 1 range script? I'm not too sure. But you should be, oh, look at this. You should be able to sustain one range skirms pretty easily with not too many farms at all. Oh man, this isn't good. Somehow he was able to get through here. Oh man, he got away with murder. Yeah, so right now he's making the moves. He's calling the shots this game. And I do get it. I mean, he did get a full wall in. Does make things a little bit tougher, but yeah. You're still in it though. I mean, your score is still pretty good. I would think that maybe he'd be pulling ahead right now. It's a good TC because, I mean, this is so vulnerable. I would suggest that once this TC goes up though, you need to maybe you need to start attacking. Maybe you need to go a little bit more aggressive with these after this. Because right now this will cover this spot in a sense. Your other extremely vulnerable spot, I guess, would be right here, and then obviously right here. Did you go elite skirms? You do have quite a few skirms. So this is the first time you do see what he has, and it is nice to know that. So he does have 3 ranges. You do know that with 3 ranges, there's a very good chance he's going to be doing CA, because now you finally have some scouting information. Maybe he was going to go 2 stables, right? But this is good. I'm glad you did scout up here. So what I would recommend is, since you already have quite a few amount of skirms, I'd suggest maybe go for the elite skirms. I mean, you just need a little bit more gold. You have the wood for it. It's a suggestion. I don't know if it would help this game, but I think right when I would hit, yeah, look at this. Yeah, dude, I'd just go for I'd start mixing elite skirms for sure with how many you have right now. Oh man, he should lose everything. Nice. Good job. Is he trapped in here? Oh man, I thought he was trapped. Yeah, so you have the perfect resources for elite, for skirms. Did you get him getting it? Oh no, close. I would go for it, because you have a lot of wood. You're literally exchanging 2 cavalry archers, you know what I mean? Like skirms only cost 160 gold and like what, 250 wood or something. You have the wood for it. It's like giving up, you know, a couple cavalry archers. And then, do you have a university? See, so with this amount of wood you have, go for a university right now as well. You have a lot on gold. I mean, you don't see it yet, but you're going to be getting a lot of gold soon. So, I mean, these resources are not too bad at all for, you know, getting your university. You know, you get skirms. There's a lot of wood. So, hey, I remember watching one of your earlier games. Oh wait, would a back wall to drive units towards TC have helped? Back wall, where were you suggesting a back wall? Like, oh, right here. Like right along here, so that way they'd have to run through here. The thing is, I think, if that's what you're meaning, I think earlier he had the skirms to defend. I think it was just maybe a reaction time thing, because they somehow slipped by and they were able to get by. Most of the time, if you see a bunch of skirms right here and you're running here, like they're usually going to cut you off. I think that's why I said, oh, he got away with murder, is he was able to slip through here. A wall would obviously help along here, but I don't think it was needed. I think you could have been able to defend with the skirms just by angling, you know, cutting him off, not letting him get through here. But yeah. So as I was going to say, Arrow, from what I remember when I was watching earlier games, this still feels like kind of like you're letting him do the first move, you know, like you're kind of waiting here. After I think before you've lost your scouts before too, right? There's that tendency where I think maybe when you switch over to military units, you kind of just see the scouts as being maybe a little bit useless, or you just forget about them, right? So after you made that initial attack kind of with the scouts, the rest of this game, again, you're just waiting. You're just waiting for him to do something, right? So yeah, this is I'm just trying to think what I could say that could maybe prevent you from letting him make all the moves. It's hard to say, because like I know you probably see this wall and you think, oh man, I can't raid him, so I have to sit at home. But I think it happens earlier in the game. Like I think it was the scouting knowledge, seeing if he has 2 ranges or not. Because you can still be aggressive even though he's walled and he's going archers. You just have to keep an eye on where his army's going to be at all the time. Oh, Islam's basically saying no. This is just a crappy position to be in because you're just waiting for him, right? Waiting for him to come in each area. Just trying to think. About to take the game. Really? Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, you're getting university. Nice.
Second.
Nice. Again, okay, so the knights. At what point do you start building those knights? Not too sure. Was he building any skirms at all? That's what I'm curious about. I can't remember. Honestly, can't even remember. If he wasn't building any skirms and you have recently built these knights, for next time again, I'd say don't do these knights. This is I don't think it's how many stables do you have? You have 2 stables. Yeah, I wouldn't have recommended knights at all this game, just because he was doing archers in feudal age. Then he switched over to calv archers, especially knights without upgrades. So I mean, this is. I don't think he was doing skirms, was he? No. The only time I would say maybe it was a good idea to do knights is if maybe he was building skirms at some point, but I don't think he was. You were afraid he would do knights first. Okay. Just remember that in the long run, like in middle castle age, if you mass a certain amount of cavalry archers will usually, like most of the time, they're going to have the advantage against knights. There's some games where you'll see players able to win going pure knights, but it's usually because they're also pushing somewhere too. Like if somebody wins just going pure knights, usually they have like a siege workshop and they're killing your ranges, they're pushing on your main gold, or they're doing something of that sort. But it's really hard to win with knights if you can't like push or raid all over the place. So I mean, if he goes knights, I would have been like, perfect, man. Like just defend for a while at home, maybe build a monastery. Keep scouting so you know for sure. If you see, you're guessing, right? Like if you're saying you didn't know if he was going to go for knights, make sure you're scouting, seeing if he has 2 stables. You didn't actually know what he was going until mid castle when you brought your archers here. So yeah, again, just be careful with the units you go, and have a reason for why you go them, and try not to play the guessing game. Do you have ballistics? Oh, yeah, adding crossbows. I'd stick with. I think from now on, just try and make it a goal that when you do castle age, just do cavalry archers and nothing else. Just try and wall and just do cavalry archers all the time. Every time you go into the game, and think to yourself, how can I win this with cavalry archers? And just do that. Because I think you're going to find you're going to win more often if you just stick with cav archers. You may lose some because you're going to be like against 100 skirms and you're going to be like, okay, why did I go full cav archers? Whatever, that's going to happen. But just for now, every game, maybe just aim for at least 3 ranges and non-stop cav archers. Because this will be, in the long run, this will be countered very easily from cav archers and mangonels. I mean, you may be able to pick off, some smaller groups of CAs, and it seems to be not too bad here, but so Yeah, it's just it's just as I say it too. Yeah, the Calv Archers and Mangonels. Oh, and the Knights again. See, so you're still adding Knights, even though you know he's not going Knights. So get rid of them. Get rid of the crossbows. Get rid of the Knights. Just be boring. Be as boring. Sometimes it's best just to be as boring as possible in AOC, and you'll find you'll win more just because you're playing boring. You know, like do a full wall. Do whatever's like the most simple, and you'll probably have more efficient games. See you, Vic. Okay, well, I mean, look, you're gaining some ground, but I still hold by what I say. Even if you end up somehow winning with this combo, I still hold by it. Check your eco. Your eco is looking pretty good. I mean, you do have 3 TCs. I'd be a little worried if you had 2 at this point. Always, and another reason why you don't want to be doing crossbows too is you'll find that, you know, against other players maybe all they need is 2 mangonels and you can't do anything. Meanwhile, cavalry archers are quicker. You can run around the map, raid in different areas quicker. He could raid you right now, and crossbows wouldn't be able to do anything, right? You're adding the TC on purpose at this point. That's okay. I mean, I don't think that this will be the factor as to why you lost it by idling. Oh, I see. That's you're just saying why yeah, you had a lot of resources. Let me think here again. So instead of guessing, try your best, especially in early feudal. Again, watch your army. Don't lose your scouts like that. Especially when you see a range, your scouts might be worth gold because he might be going skirms. Scout him a little bit better with your weak scout. See if he's getting gold. That's huge, knowing if he's getting gold or not. If he's not getting gold and he has a range, well, I mean, you put 2 and 2 together, he's getting skirms, so your scouts are going to be really valuable. If he's getting gold and he has a range, scout to see if he has 2. Scout to see if he has a queued up army in there. He might have spears around, but you run around a little bit. And then use your scouts to see, since he's walled and you're going to be open, you need to try and catch where you think his army's going to be. And I think you did kind of do that down here, but he was able to sneak in. That was unfortunate. I don't think he should be able to sneak in if you're going skirms. It's really, really rare for someone to be able to, push by you or put aggression on you with archers when you're going skirms. So that's out of the norm for you. Yeah, I didn't see the 41-minute wheelbarrow. I wasn't, yeah. It's more focused on, yeah, getting the wheelbarrow, yeah, for sure, earlier does help too. I kind of lost track on what was going on in your eco. I was just more worried. Kept focusing on what you're doing for your military and seeing what's coming. Try and keep it, the least amount of guesswork. If you didn't build any knights, like I think later they kind of helped you a little bit, but they're just not good for the long run unless you're pushing with mangonels and you're raiding all over the place. So I just start focusing on doing CA every game. Every single game. Just being stubborn and just doing it. Play boring. I liked your Dark Age. Dark Age was good. Try not to lose your scouts. That's going to help you later, because I mean, if anything, the least they can do is you can put them at different spots and maybe catch when his archers are coming. If you see his archers are running this way, perfect. That's awesome. If you know where his archers are and you're going skirms, that's like, it's such a good feeling. When I know that they're coming towards me with archers and I have skirms, I am super excited. because I'm going to keep my scout, kind of follow where his archers are coming. Even here was kind of like a gift, but somehow he was able to get by, unfortunately. And then when you hit castle, maybe try this out. Try this out. For now on, when you're hitting castle, maybe stop building your TCs. Just switch up your style and see if it helps you. Stop building. Let me know later, and if you do this and if it helps at all. Don't build any TCs. Just focus on building all military. Okay, like 3 ranges. Get a university. Get ballistics, and focus on finding his army, taking it out. And if you don't find his army, focus on raiding and just raiding him, because that might help you out in the long run. It'll make you realize, holy crap, I can like totally raid this guy in Castle Age early and destroy him here. Because meanwhile, I see in most of your games, you're just waiting, you're building the TCs and then waiting for when he's going to come, or you've set yourself in a position where you don't know what he's doing half the time. I hope that helped. If you have any like questions about it later, I can let you know. One big question about CA.